All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure 2.0, where your opinion is a lie. Like I said, guys, I never know when I'm going to do lives. I'm just going to throw them up from here. And tonight, since we've been working on Michelle a little bit, I figure we might as well go ahead and keep working on her deposition some more. And go ahead and let her know, that we are paying attention to her. And that she's just as involved as anybody else in this whole cult mindfuck game that she's doing to everybody. You can equal Michelle Brannon to Ghislaine Maxwell. This is the Ghislaine Maxwell of this cult. Keep that in mind. Same person, same dynamic. She's going to be pulling the same shit as Ghislaine Maxwell, grooming the women for David. So keep that in mind when you're watching this. And so anybody who has never seen Michelle Brannon, this is your axe Michelle Brannon.
You weren't involved in that?
I was not.
Who would have been?
I don't know.
Is this before? Well, let me ask you, when did you...
Megan Fitzgerald and Bill Cosby ASMR in the motherfucking house. And Tommy, we're going to start calling you Tommy Gunn. Tommy Gunn, Tom Bombadil in the motherfucking house. Michelle Brannon's deposition tonight. Enjoy.
Start working for them?
I'm volunteer, and I started working for them December 2012.
You started being employed?
I was volunteer, December 2012.
Okay, and at what time did you become a paid staff member?
I'm no longer a paid staff member, but I became a paid staff member April of 2013.
Till what time?
Till January of 2015.
Yeah.
Okay, so notice the date. She says, so from 2013 until January 2015, she was a paid member, right? That's what, 2 months before this deposition. So all of a sudden, she gets cut off right after David gets deposed in November, right? They stop paying her in January all of a sudden, right? Now, listen to this line of questioning. This is real important because this is how you tell it's a fucking forced labor cult. Because one, Michelle's not getting paid. She'd had a dope job at one time, but now all of a sudden it's like she's going to leave her 6-figure salary job and take a fucking job that doesn't pay anymore. Michelle, really? This is what you went to? You went from a 6-figure salary job, Michelle, okay? You go from a 6-figure salary job to a job that doesn't pay you. Where's the logic in that, Michelle? Where's the reasoning? What was your reasoning behind that is my question. I'm sure a lot of us have that same question. What is your reasoning behind that you leave a 6-figure salary job and you go work for a piece of shit cult leader that is going to throw you to the wolves when the time comes?
And why you're no longer paid?
It was a mutual decision that I would go volunteer to help with the funds of the ministry.
Yeah, okay.
I was wondering, are you going to mark those documents that we just turned over, or at least would like to...
Right? It's very convenient, right, Megan Fitzgerald? Right? Yeah, but somehow kept that 6-figure lifestyle.
The record to reflect that we've handed the records on regarding the account 9203. Acknowledgement you received those records.
Mr. Yatuma is going through them to see what they are, and then I will. I didn't want to take the time to tally them up on the record right now. Were you replaced with anybody on staff?
No, I'm still in the same capacity I was before. I'm just not being paid.
Okay. The next one is bank statements.
Okay, so she's working in the same capacity, but she's not being paid. What a shitty life. So you're working, Michelle, but you're not being paid. That sounds like a real cool thing to do, like is for David, Michelle. I mean, really? You don't get paid? What does he pay you in? I mean, how do you expect to work and not get paid, Michelle? How do you work and not get paid? You seem pretty bright, Michelle, and for you to not get paid, what is he paying you in, Michelle? Honestly. H. Jasper, all the way from Europe, man. Smash that like when y'all get in here. Honestly, I mean, Michelle, we're sitting back here thinking you're the brains of the operation, but what it's looking like is you're kind of not. Either that or you're just playing dumb here, which is one of the two.
From First Cloverleaf checking and line of credit accounts.
It's my understanding, you, myself, and Mr. Poling were going to supply because it's a line of credit, the receipt, which we did and which I submitted
Mike Perry in the motherfucking house. I'll be right back. You guys watch. I'm going to go grab my keyboard.
to the day that I showed up for deposition, the day that you were here in court, and was unable to make that.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Say that again.
We agreed, us three agreed, that we would supply you with a statement, the line of credit statement that showed this is a line of credit.
I didn't
the
agree to
coupon.
anything because I wasn't there.
No, what she's talking about is, it's not a bank account, it's a line of credit. And there's going to be a statement, and I believe, based on my conversation with Mr. Potts, is that there is a document there that shows that it's a line of credit.
A coupon, right, line of credit. We submitted that. That was submitted.
What was submitted?
That's the statement or whatever we have for the first clover leaf was submitted the day that we met.
Oh,
It was submitted.
You said that was turned over in March, when we were there on February 11th?
That's correct.
Okay. So you should have that information.
do you have a copy of that I can look at?
Michelle, look at those.
I couldn't find it. Chuck Wood in the motherfucking house.
We're going to go off the record for a minute.
We're going off the record. It is 10:11 a.m. We are back on the record. It is 10:16 a.m.
All right, so the Cloverleaf checking and line of credit accounts, are you telling me that there's no checking?
It's a line of credit, so it's a rolling account. So you take, if any money is withdrawn, we have to pay it back.
Well, no shit. That's what a line of credit is, Michelle. She's sitting here. Well, that's what a line of credit is. If we take money out, we have to pay it back.
No, I understand, but would it
She's like, I learned that from David.
be fair to say that they would give you checks?
I know we can request checks to go against the line of credit.
How do you access it
We make transfers.
from that account to another account?
It would be anything from our main expense account that you would have record of. We would send payments or wire money to our line of credit to make the payments on it.
Okay, but how do you access?
Here's where all the wire transfers come in and shit like that. This is where all the wire fraud's going on. She's all, we transfer money around like they're saying it right here. This is how we do it. We transfer it from this to this. It sounds to me like they're doing multiple transfers within the banks. Really does. I mean, when you're doing it like that, Michelle, I mean, why all the transfers? Why not just have one line of credit instead? How these wire transfers, man?
The line of credit.
Creating a big old paper trail is what they're doing.
Ashley accesses it online
Okay, and transfers?
and transfers.
Okay. So you would have bank statements from that showing what?
She said we do not have bank statements. Ashley stated we do not have bank statements.
So Ashley tells Michelle, right, after David tells, hey, you need to ask Michelle about all the bank statements, Michelle is now sitting here saying Ashley is in charge of this and she doesn't have any bank statements for this bank account. I don't buy it. I don't buy it one bit. Anybody else? What about you, Chuck Wood, H. Jasper, Megan, Mike Perry? What do you guys think? Do you buy it? For her to sit here and say, oh, we don't have bank records for that bank account? You just didn't bring them with you because you probably didn't bring them with you because they're so fucking shady and fucked up that you're here. Like, once they see them, they're gonna be like, oh my God. And their books are probably fucking cooked so bad. I mean, it will honestly take like an accountant like Ben Affleck to uncook them from the accountant. Remember where he's like a badass like fucking shot and shit like that. And he what he did was uncook people's books. We're gonna take somebody like that to unfuck these books.
How is that possible? Because if you have a line of credit, you have to know how much you owe.
We do. We get a coupon, and that's what we submitted that shows our constant
The
balance.
fuck?
Whatever it is, what we owe against it, and what our the amount is.
They don't document how much you take on any given month?
It's listed on that. I know online we can check it. She's able to go online
Okay, so there's bank
and
statements.
see what balance we have or what's owed, or what we need to pay in. But to actually, we don't write checks against it.
No, I understand there's not checks written, but I don't understand why I don't have those statements if they're available online.
The statements aren't available online. She said she could do screenshots.
Bull fucking shit, Michelle. You're sitting here tell us in 2015, all right, we're already in the fucking digital age, so you can't sit here and tell us that you don't have fucking bank records. That we can do a screenshot? Yeah, that we can do a screenshot. We can do a screenshot and send it to you. But we don't have bank records. Yeah. But we can pull them up online, but we don't have bank records. Talk about fucking lying. Zero skateboard. What up in the motherfucking house all the way from Europe? Hey, I think H. Jasper E's over in your neck of the woods too. Zero skateboard. I think he's over there with you, man. Smash that like when y'all get in here. We're going on Michelle Brennan's deposition. What she's talking about here right now is saying how that they don't have bank records for their line of credit. But Colleen's saying, wait, you don't have bank records? She's all, well, we can do a print screen. We can do a screenshot, but we don't have bank records. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Mike. Appreciate it, Zero Skateboard. Appreciate you, man. I had the mic for a while, dude. I had the mic in the cam. It was just getting a new tower and stuff and getting everything set up, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I think so. H. Jasper, what part of the world are you in over there, brother? I know Zero Skateboard's over in that part of the world too, man. I'm not sure like where you guys are in correlation to each other. Yeah, this is all bullshit what Michelle's saying. Let's go back to her.
She can't print out what she accesses?
Screenshots is what she told me today.
She says screenshots. We could do screenshots, but we can't print them out. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, Michelle. For her to sit here and say, oh, we could just do screenshots, but we can't print them. Dope, H. Jasper E. Nice. Y'all both skateboarders. Nice, man. Y'all should fucking hit up, dude. Y'all have that commonality, man. Fuck, small world, man. Right on, dude. Right on, man. Making connections, man. That's fucking dope. That's what's up, man. Good deal.
That's what she said, that she's able to get screenshots.
What does she mean by screenshot?
Do screenshots.
That she can pull it up online and she can do a print screen of that
Fucking.
or whatever it is online.
She could
and
print it
those
off from online.
She can do a print screen.
Can.
Okay, so why don't I have that then?
Well, we did request it last night. I did request it.
Okay, so Michelle knew that she was gonna get fucking deposed, and she says, "Oh well, we just told them last night and they didn't do it."
Requested it for last night. That is correct.
Last night, but it's not here, right?
Well, I've been taking care of other things.
Okay, when can I get that?
Oh, I requested it over last night, and I know that they were working on that this morning, but I don't know the progress because I'm on my phone.
Oh.
Before we break, we'll check on it for you.
God, she's such a fucking liar. Smash that like.
Okay, IRS Form 1023, the application for tax exempt status.
I do not have that.
Who does?
I do not know. It was before my time.
That is the application that I would like to see, because whoever's on that application is going to have to answer for all this bullshit. Whether it's David, Michelle. But the thing is, like for David to sit there, I'm thinking this out. If David filled out a form, right, and had somebody else put his name on it, no, it couldn't work like that. Like somebody else couldn't sign the application for the nonprofit, for the church exemption, but David get the fucking exemption. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't work like that. It couldn't. Somebody's name is going to have to be on that fucking 102 form. And that's the application, what she's talking about. That's really important here. Because if they've filed multiple IRS forms, I'm curious who filled out the application each time. Was it somebody different, or was it David, or did somebody fucking just forge it? That's that one's really been cracking my head, man. I've really been trying to figure out that one. Who signed all these application forms?
I've looked all over for it, and I cannot find it.
You fucking liar. Yeah, you see, notice how meek and quiet her and David are? She's like, I've looked all over for it and I can't find it. I just don't know where it's at. And she's sitting there all fucking curled up like a fucking scared fucking Barbie doll. Body language says a lot with Michelle. When she hides behind her hair.
No one has that documented anywhere?
I don't have record of it. I've looked everywhere for it. I cannot find it.
She's lying right here. See how she's hiding her fucking hair behind her eyes right here, guys? Look at her right eye and see how she's hiding that fucking her hair, or using her hair to hide her right eye. That's how you know when Michelle is uncomfortable, or like she's either lying or just fucking full of shit. All hell Lord Pender in the house. Hell Lord Pender. All y'all motherfuckers get on your knees and hell Lord Pender. Just kidding. Oh man. All y'all get on your knees and bow down to Lord Pender. He's the one true Lord here. David's like, no, he's not. I am. Me and God are the one true lords. I bet David will get jealous, Lord Pender. Let's go on, Michelle. For her to sit here and fucking lie, too.
Will you request a duplicate of it from the IRS?
I'm going to object to that. There's no obligation to do it.
Here's the thing. Now they're asking for those fucking for the application. He's saying, "Oh, that's not relevant." I would like to see
They
those.
want to have it themselves.
Yep. Fuck yeah, you'd want to have that application for the IRS. Yeah, absolutely. She's absolutely right. If you don't have that application, David, you got your head up your ass. That's a federal document, man. You might want to hang on to that one.
A current list of all assets and liabilities for JMMI.
She would have on the balance sheet that was previously supplied to you.
Current. We don't have anything current.
Michelle's like, this is my best outfit. This is really the best one I had. David wouldn't buy me a new dress. But he'll buy Vicky some $900 shoes, but he won't buy me shit. He sure will throw me under the bus in a deposition, too.
This is our balance sheet.
Okay, so this one we haven't been supplied with, I don't believe. Why don't we mark this as the next exhibit?
It's going to be number 3.
I'm going to ask you to identify that, please.
Exhibit number 3, it's a balance sheet as of December 31st, 2014.
For JMMI?
Correct.
Yeah, good point, Lord Pender. Lord Pender's brought up a good point. The fucking church is posting pictures of their trip back in 2020 when they're fucking supposed to be paying on this stage. These guys are fucking morons, man. Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely just burying themselves, man. And Michelle's sitting there. Oh, there's nothing wrong here. David's the great. He's the great apostle, and there's nothing wrong with him. He does everything right. Even buys houses when he's supposed to be paying for a stage.
Well, this says on here, first Cloverleaf checking.
Yeah, Megan Fitzgerald. Don't forget about Vicky. right? Vicky was. Well, if you see the dysfunction here, I mean, really, it's like, really, Thor, at what point does this. You know, man, at what point does our government get involved and put this shit to a stop, man? The government's the one allowing it. They're the ones fucking handing out the tax exemptions, man. The government. It's our own fucking government sitting there with their heads up their ass, being like, oh, there's nothing wrong here. Thor, that went out the window when people found out how shit for brains the government is, and they figured out how to launder money through the IRS. Through the pandemic. Everybody got smart. They're like, oh shit, we can launder money through the IRS. We get all this free money. Just like David did, but David was ahead of the game. David, taking care of a family for David is fucking throwing him like a Happy Meal every couple of weeks. Yeah, he's like, oh, we're friends with the VP or vice president or VIP. Remember Lord Pender? He said as a VP.
Well, Ashley wrote that in there. It's not a checking account. It's a line of credit. And when you get the coupon, you'll see line of credit.
When I get the statements.
You'll get the statements. It'll say line of credit.
So what it sounds like too, what it looks like now that I'm thinking about it, is they've opened different names. So they no doubt have different lines of credit open under each one of these names. No wonder they're fucking hiding from creditors. He says Illinois. Regular He's Illinois. But it all makes sense now. That just all clicked for me. The fact that they have open. Let's see. The fact that they have JMMI, Kingdom of God Global Church, and Marvels in America World Healing. Not only to mention that one of them is an LLC and one of them is incorporated. So that tells me they did some weird shit. And now that they have these different lines of credit open, and there's no doubt all these lines of credit are fucking maxed. And they got creditors calling for them. Yeah, Jimmy Swaggart, that fucking piece of shit, led tax-free religious status in the late 80s. Yeah, but you know what? I think it's time for that shit to end, man. Churches need to start fucking paying up. That's just my opinion, man. They've been getting off too long with this bullshit. If I do some shit like this, though, I go to jail. How is that fair to every other fucking hardworking American out there, like you said? It's like, what happened, Thor, to a good, honest job in taking care of a family home? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to going out, grunting out your own work, making the money, and putting the bread on your fucking table without doing it in a fucking scammy, cheap, shitty way like David has been doing? David's like, nope, I'm going to be the shittiest scam artist out there and just fuck everybody over. Just exactly what he's doing. The government's sitting back with their heads up their ass. That's what they're doing.
Line of credit.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Lord Pender. It's possible for David to open up multiple tax ID numbers at once and get bank loans on each of them. Yeah, he can open up lines of credit on each tax ID number. You goddamn right he can. Goddamn right. That's how he's doing it, man. My boy Bill Cosby ASMR knows all about that shit, dude. He'll tell you. You can, once you open up an LLC, man, dude, it's like you get a clean line of credit, my boy, and it's fucking scot free. And then you keep jumping names, man. You can keep doing it, and it's credit card fraud, dude. It's credit fraud what he's doing. He's doing wire fraud by doing it. You can absolutely do that, and it's multiple filings. Why do you think he has so many different names? He can open a name, file, open a name, file, open a name, file. So he's pulling out lines of credit. I guarantee that's why his ass is hiding behind those high walls, because he's got creditors fucking looking for him right now. Mr. Taylor, you need to pay your bill. He's all, what bill? He's like, I just paid my Uber driver. I just paid my Uber Eats driver. What are you talking about? I don't need to pay any bill. That's where David's at right now, most likely, with these creditors. He's got all these names. There's no doubt credit lines open in each one of these names. Probably multiple. He's a church, man. They'll fucking throw money at him, but I don't know. Who knows what the interest rates? Who knows?
I'll get back to that.
That's a good one, Chuck Wood. First time David grows back a limb and it's verified by a doctor, he gets to keep his tax-free status.
All right, the next item was JMMI meeting minutes that were produced were incomplete and just appear to be a blank template. Do you have the actual meeting minutes as requested, not just a generic outline?
We provided you what we had with the meeting minutes. I'm not quite sure what you mean by generic, by whose term. I mean, we supplied you with the documentation.
Yeah, it's just some fucking bullshit meetings. They don't keep minutes or anything. David's like, I keep track of the minutes at Drive. I drive to McDonald's. Anybody want a Big Mac? No, you can't have a Big Mac. Only David gets Big Macs.
You don't have anything as to what actually occurred at the meeting?
We supplied you with what we were required to under 501c3 to maintain meeting minutes, and we did.
Yeah, me and Thor had a good conversation at one time earlier on about, the reason they open all these names is to get qualified, is numbers for lenders. That's it. I could open an LLC, pay the fees and everything, and I could get a fucking probably $20,000 credit line like nothing and just fucking blow it and be like, oh, make the fucking shit go under and held it up in litigation and all that bullshit. I could do the same thing, but I'm not a scam artist like David. That's the only difference.
And I supplied you with what we had.
And that's all there that exists?
That's all that exists, to my knowledge.
The JMMI Bank of America bank statement for November and December 2014 ending in 2449.
No, you know what, Lord Pender, and if they read this book, for real, it's called Robert's Rules of Order right here. They would know how to operate a meeting. And I'm not like promoting this or anything. I'm just saying this is a book. It's called Robert's Rules of Order, and it is how to operate a board meeting. Yeah, real shit. If they just read that book, they'd be like, "Oh, this is how you do it. This is how you run a board meeting." For real, you could read like the first few chapters, and be like, "Oh, okay, I get it. This is a board meeting." Yeah, and the litigation can be held over for sometimes 10 years. But Thor, I got a question. What do you make of the federal case that David's in right now, my brother? What do you make of all this? You're an ex-witness, and you lived in one of the biggest cults for a long time, the Jehovah's Witness. And David's now facing a federal lawsuit. What do you make of all this? Do you think this will hold up in litigation for 10 years with the stage company, or do you think they will go after their money hard and fast? I'm real curious with this one. There's no way they're going to let this litigation hold up 10 years in a federal court. There's no way. I mean, David would be buried in the first 3. He would have to sell all his houses off, I would think. Smash that like button. Like that smash button. I mean, the lawsuit. Yeah.
Greg, is that what you're looking at?
No, I'm looking at 9203.
9203.
She said it was closing 14.
Oh, that's right. So do we have 2449?
Those are which one is that? 1, 2, 4, 9. This one, I believe, is the one that's coming with, there were 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the ones that's coming with Mr. Potts in the box.
All right, number 4, JMMI documents previously produced, but the ones I'm going to tell you about are the ones that are missing from what we're...
Just think, there's most likely going to be more depositions of Michelle and David, man. But will we ever see them? I have no clue, guys. I don't know. They're going to be federal depositions, so who knows?
produced. December 13th and December 2013 and January 2014 bank statements from Bank of America, travel account number ending 3526.
And that's also coming with Mr. Potts.
January 2014 bank statements from Bank of America for account ending 0397.
And that also is in the box.
And October 2013 bank statements from Bank of America account ending 5623.
As well, that's
2013 was when Michelle started working for the cult, it sounds like. Yeah, she started getting busy then.
also in the box.
Okay.
Yeah, same here, Thor. Same here, my man. The fact that it's a federal case, it gives me more hope than a civil case. Because they're going to dig a little bit deeper, I think, into David's finances and dealings with the IRS and tax ID numbers and property purchases and money. I think they're going to look into a little bit deeper. And I honestly don't think they're going to sit there and let him fucking not show up with documents when they request them. Pretty sure the judge isn't going to deal with that. She's not going to let David show up empty-handed when she subpoenas documents to this case. She's going to be like, Mr. Taylor, I requested these documents. Where are they? Oh, well, I don't know, Your Honor. Find them. You have 48 hours, and if you don't have them in 48 hours, well, guess what? We're just going to hold you in contempt. She should be. I would. If Colleen ran for president, I'd fucking vote for her. Goddamn right I would. Jesus Christ, man. She'd be a beast for a president, man. Vote for Colleen.
Are we ready to mark those, Greg?
Yeah, we can, they're just out of order, so I'm trying to put them in order.
Okay, well, do you want to just tell me when you're ready so we
You
can?
want, you're on 12 or 13? You had all of them.
I-
So I have 13 available.
Yeah, and back to the federal case thing. I'm starting to have a lot of hope about the system and how the church is gonna have to start answering to the system, because the Church of Scientology is going down in a big way right now too. They're going down in a big, big way. David Miscavige, he's on the fucking chopping block right now. Chris Common, the motherfucking hizzy. Like James Bradman.
Okay, we can maybe just go off the record for a second.
We're going off the record. It is 10:24
Yes,
a.m.
ma'am.
I just, if you can,
This is. We are back on the record. It is 10:34 a.m.
Let the record reflect that the materials from Mr. Potts have arrived. They're sitting in front of Ms. Brannon right now.
and we're gonna go back to, exhibit number 4 and ask you to,
Yeah, I'm with you there too, Cutlass Supreme. Being that this is a large sum of money he's being sued for, lawyers are going to press harder against this clown. That's a nice chunk of change for lawyer fees. Yeah, definitely. They're seeing that like, yeah, look at this fucking chunk of change we're going to get off this asshole. Yeah, Scientology's losing big time.
identify it.
Number 4, this is a bank statement for 9203.
And from what time frame?
I'm looking to confirm.
I think we can stipulate, because Mr. Utuma went through them, that it's 2012, 2013, and January of 2014.
Okay?
Okay. Yes, so January 2012 to all the way up through January 2014.
And it's your understanding that the account was closed at that point
That is correct.
and zeroed out?
That is correct.
Now, with those statements, there were these other documents that I'm not marking yet, but I would ask you to tell me what they are so I can determine whether to mark them.
This isn't the.
Gosh, he seems pretty fucking clueless for knowing everything, right? D Cowboys in the motherfucking house. We're doing Michelle's deposition tonight, man. You know, she's for David telling Colleen that she knows everything. Michelle's sitting here like she's got her head farther up her ass than David did. It's almost like Michelle has her head up David's ass. It's probably she does.
Yes, I emailed you.
Did they go with 9023?
to Sam, I'm not sure.
Can I see him for a second?
Yeah. The Cowboys has entered the building.
Nope, this is 92. This is 9. Right here it looks like it's 9 or 2449.
Yeah, it's like she wants everybody to think that she's clueless, but she's really not, right, Chuckwood? Yeah. She knows what's going on. That's why she's complicit in the whole fucking bullshit. She knows exactly what's going on with all the finances, all the money. She knows every dollar that comes in this place. Yeah, I think you're right on it. She wants everybody to think she's giving in. Yeah. Nate Johnson, what up in the motherfucking house? Nate has entered the building. We don't want to know what David has up hers. I don't ask her when David was a gangster.
9.
Smash that like, y'all.
It's not a check. Even though they call it that, that's an account number.
So that's all transfers.
Concubines. Michelle is concubine number 1. Michelle Denise Brannon, number 1 concubine of David E. Taylor.
Right. When you gave me some documents called Joshua Media Ministry Reconcile Report for Economy Checking 9203. And it has a long list of transfers.
Yep. That's not good having a long list of transfers like that.
What's your understanding of the transfers?
Let's take a look at it.
All these wire transfers. No, she probably calls him daddy or something like that, Chuck would. Oh, hello, daddy. You're my spiritual father. You're my spiritual dad. I just want to call you daddy, though.
Who prepared those documents?
I honestly do not know. I would have to check with Ashley.
Fucking ridiculous that they don't even know Michelle's supposed to be the one that does all the financing work and he doesn't even know. I do too. I cringe when they call him sir. Like, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir, Apostle. Yes. We just want to lick your hairline. I'll bet Michelle licks his hairline at every beckoning call. He's like, Michelle, come lick my hairline and put some moisture on it so I can comb it back. As she goes right up to him, he just gets on his hands and like on his knees, and she comes over and just licks his fucking hairline from ear to ear. And he's like, thank you. Now I can brush my hair. I don't use grease. I use Michelle.
Because this was these in the documents that she printed off.
This one.
Okay, let's mark all of these documents with wherever we are next.
You like that, Michelle? Megan Fitzgerald. Man. That's how David gets his fucking hair met in the morning. He's like, Michelle, come lick my hairline. Michelle does his nails, does his hairline, even does his toenails.
One document.
Right, we're gonna.
That's fucking dirty, right?
I've been thinking that.
Yeah.
Dude, one of the survivors of the cult tell me that his fucking feet are fucking like nasty and look like a fucking werewolf. Yeah, like that he's got some fucking nasty ass fucking hangers and shit on his feet. Yeah, like his Somebody told me that from the quote, one of the survivors. Like, he's fucking nasty. I'll bet she clips his toenails too.
Okay, can you just briefly indicate what Exhibit 5 is? They're all attached.
like from fucking what was it, Biodome? You remember that movie, Chris Cobb with Pauly Shore, where they're like sitting there chewing each other's fucking toenails, and Pauly Shore puts his toe in his fucking mouth. He's all, the one with the corn. Oh, Matthew Moore in the house. Good evening. Right, Chris Cobb, you remember that part for a fucking Biodome, though? I could see Michelle doing that. David's like sitting and fucking telling Michelle to like bite his toenails. Yeah, I remember. Don't be a menace. Yeah, dude. Yeah, where she's like got nasty ass feet. Yeah, where she pulls out the fucking hot sauce from the fridge. David does that. He's all, I prefer Krispy Kreme glaze over the hot sauce. So, Michelle, go to Krispy Kreme, go get a bucket of glaze, and I'll dip my feet in them. Then you can lick the glaze off. No, he prefers the Krispy Kreme glaze. That's so fucking dirty. Michelle's like, oh, this Krispy Kreme glaze is so delicious. Oh, excuse that hair. Yeah, Matthew Moore came in at kind of a funny time. Let's get back to Michelle.
Right, I understand. Exhibit 5. However, I am not sure why these were supplied. I do not know.
Okay, is it related to account 9023?
Jesus Christ, now I got that fucking image in my head. Oh my God. You guys started it. You started it, dude.
This doesn't have 9203 listed on it.
The
so
top sheets,
This top sheet does not have 9203 listed on it.
right?
So I'm not sure.
Okay, the other ones underneath it are with regard to 9023.
Then when they're done, after David's done, like dipping his feet in the fucking glaze, like Michelle goes around behind him wiping all the glaze that he leaves on the fucking floor from walking around the fucking residential center. She goes behind him with a mop bucket.
These documents, yes, appear to be reconcile reports for 9203.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And somewhere along the way, this morning, a few minutes ago, Mr. Polling handed me a document. Can you identify that, please?
It's funny how Michelle's supposed to know all the shit about the finance and the ministry and everything, and she doesn't know anything about it. I mean, come on, Michelle.
This is our notice of payment due for our line of credit for Cloverleaf.
Okay. I don't have this as an exhibit from February 12th.
I don't know, that one specifically was not. I would
Okay.
absolutely agree.
Okay. Can we mark this also?
Chuckwood, you should go get your wife some Krispy Kreme donuts. Go get her a dozen of fresh glazed Krispy Kreme donuts. See what she says. Oh, man. Be like, here, honey. I was thinking about you. Yeah, she's the board. She doesn't know. Yeah, it's of David. Yeah, Matthew Board absolutely is. It's not of the court. It's of David. Yeah, the fears of David. Yeah, no, you're right. The fears of David. It's not the court. It's David. She's made that clear here. Like some of her body language, I don't know where the the timestamp is, but like she fucking like shoots an eye at the lawyer. So I know she's not scared of Colleen. It's David.
Oh, probably have to get a copy. I assume you want.
No, you can mark them. Because we're gonna turn them all over to the court reporter, and then she's gonna make any copies of them. So that's Exhibit 6.
Yes, what was just identified as Exhibit 6.
You know, Matthew Moore, and I was asking last night, like, do you think David told Michelle everything that happened in the deposition? Or do you think he just like he told Michelle, yeah, everything went good. You're gonna be deposed next. Good luck. That's what I think. I honestly think David didn't say shit to Michelle about the deposition. I think he told her everything went just fucking fine. And then Michelle went into this deposition just totally fucking with her head up her ass and completely got thrown under the bus by David. Because remember how Colleen says, well, every time we asked stuff to David, he referred to you. And now you're referring to Ashley? Like, what's up?
Let's see.
She took it way too easy on Michelle, in my opinion.
Ms. Brannon, I think you just answered before, but how long have you worked for JMMI?
Since December 2012.
Okay, it's December 2012. It's no longer JMMI's Kingdom of God Global Church. Yeah, I'm with you there, Matthew Moore. She's probably so afraid of David, like failing David, that God's going to judge her or something. Yeah. Apostle. Chris stole. He stole. Apostle.
And what is your title there?
Executive officer.
And what's your job responsibilities?
Overseeing the business aspect of the ministry.
Okay, so she oversees the business aspect of the ministry, but she just went through this line of questioning, couldn't answer one fucking question about any finance, anything, any finance, any documents, anything. She couldn't answer a goddamn thing, but she oversees the business aspect of the ministry. Okay, makes sense?
And Mr. Taylor testified that you also oversee his personal finances?
That is correct.
Okay, so she also takes care of his personal finances now. Okay.
And where do you reside?
I currently live at the Trail Oaks as well.
Oh, you do also? I thought I asked if anybody else did, and I was told.
So 5209 Trail Oaks Drive in Blackjack, Missouri. That was one of the properties. It's still listed to the cult in some way, shape, or form. Not sure exactly how, but 5209 Trail Oaks Drive. Yeah, that's also mentioned in the other deposition, and it is tied to this cult.
No.
Separate from me.
Oh, you just didn't include yourself?
Well, I lived there recently, yes. Mm-hmm.
When's recently?
As of February 1st.
Oh, 2015?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Was that sort of a trade-off for the lack of compensation?
No, I voluntarily went into it.
She hit it on the fucking spot. Is he gonna let you live there because he's not paying you? Yes, it is, Matthew Moore. It is the same exact lady that questioned David. Yep, sure is. Yeah, it's the same lawyer, same people. Yep, same deposit. Yep, same lawyer, same everything. Only difference is Rick Fraser wasn't sitting in on this one.
My apartment's ready.
Oh, all right, so you plan to move somewhere else?
I am,
And when would that be?
as soon as my apartment's
Like,
ready.
ballpark?
Right now, they're looking for an April 1st date for my apartment to be ready.
Okay. And how did you meet Deborah Fraser?
She attended one of the services.
Right, Chris Combe, could you imagine how much pressure and stress it is to constantly con people out of their hard-earned income? Big time, dude. Big time.
Where?
In Taylor, Michigan.
What the?
When gas prices rise, you realize how fast 10 cents adds up.
Gotta give Colt Watch the ad space.
And up. And up. Become a Walmart Plus member and save 10 cents a gallon at Exxon and Mobil stations.
For slow-moving drains, send in the Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler Drain Clog Dissolver liquefies hair, grease, soap scum, and more to safely eliminate clogs. Its biodegradable formula is guaranteed to gobble your toughest problems.
And do you typically attend those also?
On occasion.
Chris Com, but could you imagine, Chris Com, imagine having to scam individual people and like having to tell a different scam to different people all the time. Imagine that. Not just having to scam a bunch of people at one time, but having to scam individual people at different times. Imagine having to do that, dude.
Not all the time, no.
And do you have any idea how Deborah Frazier became acquainted with the Taylor facility or JMMI in general?
I believe she's through a relative or something. I'm not sure.
It was Bill Hody. Remember? Bill Hody is kind of that's the connection. That's how this all kind of got put in place. Is Bill Hody knew shit about JMMI. I think Bill Hody was actually there first. It was a beautiful disaster, really, for Debbie. It really was.
Did you ever request a contribution or donation from Deborah Frazier?
I never did.
You're a fucking liar, Michelle. You sure did fucking tell that stock in front of her about the lawyer fucking fees, though. Oh, but I didn't do anything.
Did she talk to you about contributions and donations?
I mean, no, she really never did.
But she paid our lawyer fees.
She never talked to you about them?
I mean, we just didn't talk about donations. Talked about her children, her life.
And the lawyer fees.
And what did she say about her children and her life?
How much she loves them as of recently. And, it's hurting her not to be able to spend more time with them.
Did she tell you that she has supervised parenting time?
She did mention it.
Are you aware that there are contempt proceedings pending tomorrow?
I've heard, yes,
And how did you hear?
through Debbie,
And what did she tell you?
that there were contempt of court proceedings filed against her.
For what?
She didn't stay.
She didn't tell you.
Basically for her giving more money over to David after the judge told her, don't give any more of your fucking money over that piece of shit, David, and she still did it. That's why she got held in contempt, is because she continued to give money over to David.
Why?
We didn't get into it. I asked not to be involved.
You told her you didn't want to know?
I told her I didn't want to know.
She knew. She doesn't look like a whipped puppy, Matthew Moore. She is a whipped puppy, my man. She doesn't look like one. She is one. The video I did last night of her, man, on day 9 of the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, dude, that one is probably the worst one, Matt. I started it out with Michelle, man, and look at the behavior. Oh my God, it's worse than this, man. It's worse than this. It's probably times 10 this, and that was the one I did, I think it was last night or the night before I started it off, man. And if you could catch the first 15 or 20 minutes of it, Matt, watch the first 15 or 20 minutes of it and watch Michelle, man. And it's fucking times 10 this, man. It's like, it almost looks like the one from the other night. It looks like David had just got done beating her, man. That's what it looked like. Michelle came out looking like she was about to fucking cry, man.
In the year 2015, have you ever talked to Debbie about any of her donations?
No.
Bullshit.
Did Debbie ever tell you that Jesus appeared to her and told her to give money to JMMI?
No.
Liar.
Has Mrs. Fraser shared with you any of her visions or dreams that she has experienced about the Lord or God or Jesus?
She's shared with me a dream or two.
What were they?
I honestly don't remember.
You don't have any recall at all?
No, I don't remember her dreams. I get so many people who tell me their dreams. I honestly don't remember.
A lot of people
We get so many people that tell me their dreams, and it's just fucking hundreds of thousands I don't remember.
come up and tell you about their dreams.
Well, we have a lot of people who will call in and they ask for prayer, and we're ministry, so people have dreams and they're impacted by them. They do call in quite often for them, yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Including this weekend?
Oh, to be honest with you, yeah, we've had probably about 5 people.
Oh my God, like 5 people call in and tell us about their dreams. Oh my God, that's so fucking many. I can't remember.
Over the course of this past week that have called in for their dreams, that have had dreams.
And what can JAMA might help them with in terms of their dreams?
Well, we're ministry. I mean, it's my religious belief, as that I know it is others, that we believe that Jesus does, or people do come to, the Lord does come to you and speak to you in dreams. As stated in 1 Kings, where he talked about, he appeared to Solomon that night in a dream and a vision by night.
In a dream by Solomon, in a vision by night. Like, could you spew more bullshit, Michelle? Keep talking. Use more words.
And so I definitely believe that. And they come and they talk to, they believe they've had dreams, one thing or another. I've had people this week specifically say that they've had a dream that one person
Oh, but you can't remember Debbie Fraser's.
had a dream that their car was being stolen, and 2 days later their car was stolen.
Okay, can you give me a time frame, just generally, of when Deborah talked about her dreams?
I absolutely could not possibly tell you that. I do recall we've talked about it, or she's...
Can't you see it though, Matthew Moore? You can tell the point of manipulation and control, right? I'll bet David just told her what to go in there and say, and didn't even tell her what he said in the deposition. He's that kind of asshole. He'd probably tell her like, oh yeah, everything went just fine. All you gotta do is go in there and just act dumb, like I did. Yeah, the dreams are like, oh well, you had a dream because Apostle Taylor helped you with it, and that's the only way you're gonna have dreams.
She's mentioned she's had dreams, but I don't remember when.
She talked to you about meeting Ben Franklin in heaven?
No.
Okay, so that must have been out of their deposition, out of Debbie's deposition, right? We never saw Debbie's deposition, but I know for a fact, Rick told me that there was a deposition with Debbie, and we're not going to see hers.
Okay.
And for Debbie to say some shit like seeing Benjamin Franklin in heaven, that's got to tell you something, okay?
Has she talked to you about her kids being seers?
Seers?
Right.
No.
Has Deborah told you that she thinks she can predict the future?
No.
Yeah, right.
Who else would Deborah have potentially talked to about her dreams within the JMMI ministry?
Jane Object Forum Foundation.
You can go ahead.
Very,
Pardon me?
very vague. You go ahead and answer the question if you can.
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea who she would have told.
Do you have any knowledge if she and Mr. Taylor spoke about them?
I would guess not,
Why would you guess not?
because Mr. Taylor just doesn't give himself, he doesn't have that time.
He doesn't have that time. What a piece of shit. He's a pastor. He's supposed to be able to make his time. That's all. It's his only job.
Like that.
He doesn't give his time up like that. He gives it up to the Burger King like that. God, what a piece of shit. Michelle, you're just as big a piece of shit as
Did
David.
Mrs. Fraser ever tell you that she has seen Jesus face to face?
She has not.
That's one of the tenets of JMMI's ministry, is it not?
That is correct.
Have you seen Jesus face to face?
In a dream, yes.
But in a dream,
In a
not
dream.
in the corporal sense of being in here.
No.
What exactly is David doing instead? I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping it up there. What David's doing instead right now, if that's what you're asking me, Fitzgerald, is he's hiding. He's got to hide from these lawsuits. He's no doubt hiding from creditors. What is he doing shut away all day? Call of Duty? Yeah. Play Call of Duty, fucking Fortnite. Does he play like, I don't know, like one of those food games where you got to build like a diner or some shit like that? I mean, honestly, what does one man do in shutaway like this for the last 2.5 years? David, 3 years? Me and Matthew Moore are talking about, there's another verse in the Bible where, you know, somebody did a shutaway for 3.5 years. Matthew Moore has the idea that he could be coming out after 3.5 years. Yep. Yelling gibberish at little kids. Yep. He probably does. He probably rages on Call of Duty or something and throws his fucking controller across the room. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Yeah, it's a good wrap up. But instead of counseling people is what I meant. Yeah, what is he doing? He's instead of counseling people, he's legitimately hiding from subpoenas, probably, Megan. Which if he was a church, right, he should be legitimately counseling people and holding services. COVID's over. He can't use that as an excuse anymore. He can't take the tax exemption and not hold services like he's been doing, like the piece of shit he is. Yeah, it's total extortion. What he's doing is total extortion. Yeah, what's going on here? It's a total racketeering extortion game. It's a shell game. It's an extortion game. I mean, David is extorting his followers. It's a forced labor cult. I don't think he's on house arrest, man. He just can't be seen anywhere, man. I don't think he wants to be seen anywhere. I think Chris Com, in my opinion, I think he's that scared, man. I think he is that fucking scared that he does not want to be seen anywhere by anybody because he's afraid somebody's going to realize who the fuck he is, be like, oh, there's that piece of shit right there, and point him out. Yep, preying on the weak and wounded. I don't think he's on house arrest, Chris Com. I just think legitimately he doesn't want to fucking be seen anywhere because he knows he's a like internet sensation. He knows his face is on the internet. He knows his deposition has been seen by millions of people. You know, yeah, he don't want to get fucking served. Hell, he don't fuck no, he doesn't want to get served. That's why he's hiding. But the thing is they'll sue anybody in that fucking church, man. They don't give a shit. They'll go after anybody. Oh, he looks like shit, Megan. He looks like shit, that's for sure. He looks like shit. He looked like shit when we saw him. Yep, he's a financial predator. He's like a soul harvester, like a financial soul harvester. That's what he does, man. He is. It's like a full blown soul farm, is what David's doing. It's like a fucking yeah, it is. It's a full blown religious cult farm, whatever. Germ, we're getting ready to close it out, man. We're closing it out. Megan, Chris Com, like, what the hell would you do locked up all day in this shutaway? You know? Honestly. I mean, David, you're supposed to be out ministering to people and helping people and you know, supposed to be doing all these really great miracles. Where you at, big boy? Calling you out of your shutaway, David. Calling you out, David. Where you at, man? Come out, wherever you are, David. He's all, I don't like to play hide and seek. I like to play hide in the residential center. I mean, if you, Chris Com, I mean, I'm pretty, I could agree with that. Thinking he's going to get attacked. I mean, think of how many people he's pissed off. Nah, David's a pill popper. Yeah, I think he's in bad shape still again. I think he looked like shit last time we saw him. He was struggling. He's like having like outrageous fucking hard time breathing, you know, sitting in that chair. He was having a hard time breathing. That's why he wouldn't come out and do anything, because he knows he looks like shit. But with that being said, guys, I'll go ahead and wrap it up there, man. Thanks for being here again tonight. Again, I don't know when I'm gonna throw up lives, man. I just throw them up whenever. But they've been more frequent lately just because David's been giving us new content with his lawsuit, and now that I have a new setup here, we can do proper commentary and reactions to these depositions and fill in all those blank spots and talk about some of these people, especially this raging fucking psycho right here, Michelle Brannon, who is also just as guilty as David. Yeah, so y'all have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in, and I'll see you guys next time, man. And I know you're going to see my screen here for a minute, but